Hey guys, my name is Em, and I'm going to go through my infertility history, basically, what we have done the past 2 years to try and start a family. So I'm going to start with April of 2016. Um, so April through June, we did a round of Clomid every single time, slowly upping the dosage, and didn't work. So in July, we moved on to Femera and estrogen. Um, Not sure if it was the estrogen or the Femera exactly, but I got insane headaches, migraines. So that cycle did not work. So we went back to Clomid in August, and we started with trigger shots, HCG shots. I was very hopeful that maybe I just wasn't ovulating when I thought I was. I do have the Ovia app on my phone to track everything, but that cycle was still unsuccessful. So, September 2016, we decided to do an HSG test to check my tubes, see if something was going on that we weren't aware of. With that month, or with that, they said I was clear. I watched the dye run through my tubes and everything like that, and spill out the way it was supposed to. So they're like, no, good to go. Okay, great. They said, and actually after doing that, my tubes should be primed, that we should have a very good chance of conceiving. Well, sadly, we did not. So October through November, we tried Clomid, the highest dosage, again, and the HCG shots both times, and it didn't work. So we talked to our doctor, and he said it basically was time to have a laparoscopy done to see if I had endometriosis. Came back, I did. My tubes are plugged. So he said it was bad enough that they couldn't go in and burn anything out, clean anything out. He said my ovaries were good, my uterus was good, it was just in my tubes. So even though the HSG said I was clear, I wasn't. Because when they did the test during the lap, they said it would spill and then close right away. So my eggs haven't been going in my tubes like we thought. So after we got done with the lap, we talked to him, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks later, to figure out what we needed to do. So he basically told me I needed to go do Depo-Lupron shots. And what that is basically he put me into induced menopause for 3 months to try and clear my tubes. So I did that. So my symptoms I got from the Lupron, or the menopause. I did have night sweats, not very much though. I had bone pain. It was insane. It felt like my whole body was on fire. I've never experienced anything like that, and I never want to experience anything like that again. So that made me very nervous for the real menopause that comes in 20, 30 years from now. And so we said, okay, let's see if this works. So I had another HSG done the second month I was on the menopause. My doctor thought we could try and see if my tubes were clear. Okay, great. He was going to be the one doing it because he knew what we were looking for. So when he put the dye in, it filled my uterus, but it wouldn't go in my tubes because they were so plugged. So then when he took the catheter and everything out, TMI, I don't know what it feels like to have your water break, but that's how I imagine it. It was just like a flood, and it was just gross. So he basically said the test was inconclusive, and that we needed to try a different test at the end of the 3 months. So that brings us to April of 2017. I had a saline sonogram done with air bubbles. It was a new technique that he found and he thought would be a good option instead of doing the HSG again. Save us a little bit of money. He gave us the results after saying I was clear, that the menopause worked. I don't have to do it for another 3 months. And we were so happy, like so happy. Like the mood swings, I feel really bad for Eli, that he had to experience that, and now he's even more skeptical about when I go into menopause later on in life. And I did feel bad. It was just very hard to control my mouth and the words that came out of it sometimes. So, June. He said, strike while the iron is hot, his exact words. I'm gonna put you on Clomid again, do the trigger shot. This is a good shot. Like, we got a good chance. Okay, great. Let's do it. We did it, and no go. So he said that an IUI would be our next best option. So we found a new doctor in a town nearby us and met with her, liked her. She was very, very sweet. We asked her if she's ever had a case like this. She said no. Usually it's male infertility, why people come see her. And so we're like, okay, well, let's give it a shot. And she asked how many rounds we wanted to do, and we said 1. Because if it doesn't work and my tubes really are blocked, why waste the money every time? She agreed, said fine, okay. So it worked out that I was on Clomid, but different cycle days. I was on days 3 through 12 instead of 3 through 7, where I would take 3 pills a day. This, I just took 1 pill a day. So it was just kind of stretched out. I ended up not having to go on estrogen. She said my levels were fine and my lining was thick enough that it was good. So then I did the IUI. So then after the IUI, she put me on progesterone suppositories. We waited the 2 weeks and I started spotting. So I knew that I was not pregnant. Took a test, took 2 just to double check, and I wasn't. So my new doctor and my previous doctor both gave their recommendations of a reproductive endocrinologist. Basically, they said IVF is your last shot. There's nothing more we can do for you. So called, made an appointment. It was about 3 weeks from when I called. I said, okay, if that's the soonest, let's do it. We want to get going on this. And I asked if I could be put on a cancellation list. They said, yep, no problem, where normally I always ask that and no one ever cancels, which I don't blame them. But I got a call back the next day and they're like, can you come tomorrow? We have an opening. Sure, absolutely, I will be there. So I made sure it was okay with my boss. They were very understanding about it all and said, yep, just you do what you need to do. So that leads us into what we are doing now. And I'm going to make a separate video of our whole IVF stuff, just because there's a lot of information to it and I have a lot of different clips and I don't want this video to be extremely long. I basically just wanted to give my history of what we've been going through, and if it can help one person, that's basically the whole reason I'm making this, because YouTube has really helped me. I have found a lot of people that have similar situations but aren't exactly the same. YouTube has been such a big help for me. I have been able to search anything from random procedures to certain situations to other people that sell the same product I do to try and pay for their infertility. This is very lonely. Even though my friends and family know about it and everything like that, it's still a struggle. It's something I have to deal with every day of my life. And it's hard to not feel like I'm failing my husband because it's not his fault. He was tested and everything's good on his end. It's just me, and we both want kids really bad, and it really stinks that I can't give him something that he wants so bad. So we're really hoping and praying that IVF is our answer and that our prayers are finally answered. I am not much of a crier. I have definitely become more emotional going through this and having my friends have kids, and I love them all. Like, I am so happy for them, and I don't want them to ever think anything differently if I act a little standoffish or anything like that. The best way to explain it for me, it's like I have this dull ache in my heart, and every time I see a pregnancy announcement or the birth of a child, I feel that longing for one of my own. And I'm sorry if I've ever come off like I wasn't happy for you, because I really am. Sorry, I had to fix my face so I don't have mascara running down it. I just wanted to thank you all for following our journey, for loving us and supporting us in any way you know how. And I will fill you guys in with the rest of our journey as soon as we're getting through it. I am gonna make different videos about the different stages of IVF and everything like that, and hopefully I can get Elijah on here to give his whole side of it. Might be a struggle, but I think he might do it. So thank you guys for joining me, and I will keep you updated on our journey. If you want to get notified every time we put up new videos, just hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in our next one. Bye.